What would you do if you heard a baby crying from inside a locked car under the blazing sun? This 16-year-old didn't hesitate, shattered the glass and cradled the child in his arms, not knowing that one impulsive act of courage would change the course of his entire life. But what happened after, an unexpected journey, was something no one could have seen coming. Listen to today's story until the end to find out, and please do subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Please also let us know where you're listening from. The summer heat was already blistering by 8 a.m. in the quiet town of Maple Glen. Jordan Brooks, 16, sprinted down the sidewalk, his backpack thumping rhythmically against his back. He was late for Mr. Alan Whitmore's class again. One more strike in detention was a guarantee. But Jordan's thoughts shattered like glass when a faint, muffled cry stopped him in his tracks. Across the nearly empty supermarket lot, an old sun-bleached sedan sat baking under the sun. Jordan cautiously approached, his heart pounding. Inside, he saw a baby girl, red-faced, sweating, barely conscious in the back seat. The car was locked. He screamed for help, circled the car, tried each handle. Nothing. Then his eyes locked on a rock near the curb. No hesitation. One swing, glass everywhere, the suffocating heat pouring out. He reached in, unbuckled the limp child with trembling hands, and gently pulled her into his arms. Her skin was searing hot, her breath shallow and uneven, and her body felt terrifyingly weightless, as if life itself was slipping away. Jordan clutched her against his chest, shielding her with his own body from the blazing sun, whispering softly, "I've got you. You're safe now." The world around him disappeared, as his only focus became getting her help, fast. Jordan didn't wait. With the baby in his arms, he ran. The town clinic was 3 blocks away, but it felt like miles. Sweat dripped into his eyes, his arms trembled under the baby's weight. Her breathing was shallow, her body frighteningly still. People turned as he ran past the diner, the florist, the corner newsstand. Some called after him, but he didn't stop. All he could hear was the baby's soft, fading whimpers. When the clinic doors finally slid open, he burst in screaming, "Help! Someone help!" The waiting room froze. Nurse Claire Jennings rushed over, eyes widening as she saw the baby. Within seconds, the child was in her arms and through the emergency doors. Jordan stood panting, hands shaking, unsure whether to collapse or scream. Minutes passed. Then Dr. Elaine Hargrove appeared, her eyes locked on Jordan. "Are you the one who brought her in?" He nodded, voice cracking. "Is she alive?" Dr. Hargrove's voice quivered. "You got her here just in time. Another 10 minutes and—" She didn't finish. Jordan sank into a chair, silent tears carving trails through the sweat and dust on his cheeks. Officer Daniel Rivas arrived shortly after. With kindness, he interviewed Jordan, who described every detail, the sound, the heat, the glass shattering. When asked if he saw anyone nearby, Jordan shook his head, the memory of the empty lot still vivid in his mind. "No one, just her," he said quietly, his voice laced with lingering disbelief. He looked down at his hands, still trembling from the adrenaline and fear. Officer Rivas nodded, jotting something in his notepad. "You did good, son. Most people wouldn't have acted so fast." Jordan swallowed hard, the weight of what had happened pressing heavier now that things had slowed down. Later, the doctor returned, her face softer now, the intensity of earlier replaced by a calm gratitude. "You saved her life, Jordan," Dr. Hargrove said, her voice warm and certain. "You gave her a chance she wouldn't have had otherwise. Now we wait to see if the parents come forward. There's still more to uncover." They did. A man and woman, red-eyed and trembling, arrived at the clinic. The father, Matthew Ellis, swore he thought his wife, Rebecca Ellis, had taken the baby out of the car. Rebecca sobbed uncontrollably. Jordan faced them, his voice cracked. "You almost let her die." Dr. Hargrove placed a hand on his shoulder. "They'll live with this forever, but thanks to you, their daughter has a future." Days passed. Jordan tried to return to normal life, but the memory of the baby's flushed face haunted him. Then came a message from Dr. Hargrove. "Would you like to visit the clinic again?" That visit turned into regular weekends at the clinic. He began to learn the rhythms of the clinic. He asked more questions with each visit, growing increasingly curious about how the body worked, how doctors diagnosed conditions, and how decisions were made in life or death moments. Elaine saw the change in him long before he realized it himself. She noticed how he lingered in the pediatric wing, how he instinctively knew when to offer a tissue or make a nervous child smile. "You have something special, Jordan," she told him one afternoon, as they restocked a cabinet of gloves and bandages. "Ever thought about a future in medicine?" Jordan began volunteering regularly. filing papers, handing out water, and eventually shadowing Dr. Hargrove. He discovered he was good with kids. Really good. Whether it was making silly faces to coax a smile, distracting them with a quick joke, Jordan had a way of connecting. With every interaction, Jordan felt a sense of belonging he hadn't known he was missing. And slowly, a dream began to take shape, not as a sudden revelation, but as a growing fire in his chest. He didn't just want to be there. He wanted to be someone who could change lives every single day. I want to help people. Maybe be a doctor one day, he said quietly. Then start here, Elaine told him. We'll teach you what school never can. Months later, the Ellises returned. This time, baby Lila Ellis was smiling, healthy, clinging to her father's shirt. She wanted to meet her hero, Rebecca said, handing Jordan a small box. Inside, a framed photo of Lila. On the frame, engraved words, "You gave us hope." Thank you. Years passed. Jordan excelled in school, fueled by purpose. Dr. Hargrove retired, but never stopped mentoring him. He was accepted into medical school. You did it, Elaine said over the phone. Teary, the world needs doctors like you. People who don't hesitate, who care deeply, and who are willing to carry the weight of others' pain. It's not just about skill or intelligence. It's about heart. You have that rare quality, Jordan, and it's something this world desperately needs more of. After residency, Jordan returned to Maple Glen. He opened a small clinic in town, just like the one that had changed his life. One afternoon, a toddler wandered in. Behind her, Rebecca smiled. Lila wanted to say hi. Jordan crouched, smiling. Do you remember me? Lila reached out to touch his face, her wide eyes filled with innocent wonder. Jordan laughed softly, overwhelmed by how much she had grown. Rebecca whispered, her voice trembling with emotion. She knows your name. We've told her the story 100 times. Every night before bed, we remind her that a brave young man saved her life. You're more than just a story to her, Jordan. You're her beginning. As the sun set outside, Jordan stood beside Dr. Hargrove, her hair now silver. You did it, she said. Jordan smiled. I just followed the light you showed me. You didn't just guide me through a moment, Dr. Hargrove. You helped me find myself in the darkest place I'd ever stood. Everything I am today, everything I strive to become, it all started with that light you chose to share. That day, Jordan had shattered a car window, but what really broke open wasn't just glass. In that one selfless act, a young boy unknowingly stepped into the calling of a lifetime. Through that crack, not just a life was saved, but a future was set into motion. A future filled with purpose, compassion, and a determination to make a difference. It marked the beginning of a journey, not only for the baby he saved, but for Jordan himself. It's incredible how a single choice, made in an instant, can echo through years. How many cases as such of babies being left in car and collapsing have you heard of? These happen often than we acknowledge, and more parents should be aware about the risks of leaving babies inside cars on a hot day. Please do share this story to prevent these from happening. Also, what would you have done in Jordan's place? Would you have acted as quickly or walked away? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.